Hello friends, I'm Dr. Lisa and welcome to this week's weekly Theta Healing session. If we haven't met before, I want to take just a minute to introduce myself. I am a pharmacist who believes in using natural and holistic ways to help you get the health and healing that you deserve. I do this by helping women through a natural hormone balance program where we help to resolve issues like irregular cycles and PMS and acne and hot flashes without the use of hormone medications. And I also am a certified Theta healer, and that is what today is about. Theta healing is an intuitively guided meditation session where we can help to release the fears, thoughts, emotions, trauma, limiting beliefs that are holding us back and preventing us from living the life that we desire. And especially during these uncertain times, I think many of us are experiencing a lot of emotions that are being stirred up, and maybe we don't understand what's happening or why they're coming to the surface. But either way, we need a way to help release those. And so this is the third installment of these weekly sessions. And so if you missed the first two, I would highly encourage you to go back and watch them. The first one was on resentments, releasing resentments. The second one was on releasing regrets. And today is about forgiveness. And they really do build on each other. Now, if this is the first time that you're hearing about Theta Healing at all, then I would strongly encourage you to go to the top of the page and watch the video in the pinned post. It's a 30-minute video that gives you some background on Theta Healing and how it can help you. But don't worry, if you haven't had a chance to watch that video or the other 2 weeks, I will help you through this session, no problem. But I do want to strongly encourage you to go back and watch those other ones, because I think they will help you tremendously, okay? So with that being all said and done, let's get started with today's session. What's really important about forgiveness and emotions is that our emotions are stored in our body as energy, okay? And so when we hold on to negative energy in particular, it can have some negative effects on our energy field, on what we're manifesting, and on our body as a whole. In particular, it can affect our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind has two main jobs. It is always working to either solve a problem for us or to protect us from something. And so when we are holding on to negative feelings, negative emotions, people that we need to forgive and let go of that emotion, that can affect our subconscious mind because it wants to solve that problem for us. Or it wants to protect us from other situations that are similar to the one that we haven't forgiven yet. Okay, so that's why it's important to go in and release these emotions and take care of these areas where forgiveness is needed so that we can manifest positive things in our life instead of negative things, so that we can release the negative energy that is negatively impacting us. Sometimes these negative emotions can cause illness within our body. That is one of the other negative effects that it can have. Sometimes it means that we find ourselves in situations where we are constantly having the same battle or argument over and over again with different people. But really, that is our subconscious mind that is either trying to protect us or solve a problem, resolve a situation that hasn't yet been dealt with. So, if any of that resonates with you, then I would encourage you to grab a pen and paper and start writing down what comes to mind when you think about people that you need to forgive. And we all have that, okay? There's no shame or embarrassment in admitting the fact that there are people who you feel have wronged you, that there are people who have let you down, that there are people who have done things to you that really impacted you in significant ways, or maybe even not significant ways. Okay, sometimes this all builds up over time and it becomes more significant the longer we hold on to it, even though initially it may have seemed like something trivial. So When we hear people talk about forgiveness, it's really interesting that they describe it as something that they want to do for the good of the other person that is involved in that situation. And I'm here to tell you today that that other person is not carrying the negative emotions that you're carrying because of this. The person who benefits from forgiveness is you. And that really is a strong, positive, really, really great way to help you move forward, to turn a corner, and to start making headway in releasing the things that are weighing so heavily on you. Okay, so forgiveness is less about that other person and much more about you, because you are the one that is being negatively affected by what needs to be forgiven. That other person's energy is not picking up on it as much as yours is. It's not weighing on them nearly as much as it's weighing on you. And so this video series has been about releasing the things that are weighing us down. And so forgiveness is such an important one to do. So when you are choosing to forgive, you are choosing to say that you no longer accept the pain or negativity as a result of your actions. Okay? And most people don't realize how much of that we carry. So when you go through this exercise, pay attention to how you're feeling before and after, and pay attention to a few of the key things that I'm going to point out to you, because there are some key points to know if you need to do some deeper work with a certified theta healer in this. Sometimes we can release these on our own. Sometimes there's more to the story, and we need creator's guidance through a theta healer to help get to the what's really at the bottom of it. Okay, so as I said, forgiveness is not about the other person. It is 1000% about you. You are going to benefit from releasing all of this junk, really, that you've been carrying with you, whether you realize it or not. Okay, so when it comes to forgiveness, the exercise looks like this. As always with theta healing, in order to access our subconscious mind, which is where these things are held, we want to close our eyes. Okay, so let's close our eyes now. Let's take some really great cleansing deep breaths. So inhale in and then exhale out. And do that a few more times to get yourself centered, to release everything that's going on around you, and just be able to focus on you for a few minutes today. We want to ask Creator, God, the universe, energy, unconditional love to come into our space and be with us today so that we can get the most healing possible out of this session. And I'm going to ask Creator to send each of you unconditional love, that unconditional love would fill every cell of your body, that you would know what it feels like to be loved and accepted and cherished on such a high level. Okay. So as with resentments and regrets, I want you to take one person or situation at a time when it comes to going through the forgiveness exercise. So it's okay to come back to this video and watch it as many times as you need to. The first step in the process is to fill in the blank. I forgive, and visualize in your mind as you finish that sentence, who is the person that you need to forgive? And here's what I want to reiterate again, just like in the last videos. Whoever comes to mind is who needs you. That's the situation that you need to address. That's the priority, okay? Creator God, Creator Universe, Creator Energy is bringing that particular person or situation to mind immediately for a reason. So trust in that. trust that this is in your best interest and for your best healing to deal with whatever it is that came up. Okay? So I forgive, and think about who that is. And then take however long you need to go through all the reasons and just silently pretend like you are talking to that person. Okay, if you're by yourself and you want to do it out loud, that's totally fine. If you want to just do it in your head, that's totally fine too. Visualize that person standing in front of you and tell them all the reasons why. Tell them all the reasons how they hurt you. Tell them all the ways how they hurt you, all the reasons why you have been holding on to these negative feelings for such a long time. Okay? So it may be because they disappointed you. It may be because you felt rejected by them. It may be because you were unsatisfied with something that they did. It may be because what they did really hurt you. So list all of those reasons and then tell them why you're forgiving them. Maybe because this pain is no longer serving you. It may be because you want to move on. It may be because you're turning a corner and you don't want to be carrying this with you anymore. It may be because God told you that it's time to forgive somebody. It may be because you know that this is what has been holding you back from healing. And then I want you to visualize yourself saying, I forgive you to that person. And really pay attention here. This is the key point. Really pay attention to what happens to that person after you go through this exercise. So you have your eyes closed. You are telling them all the reasons why they hurt you, how they hurt you, and that why you're choosing to forgive them. And then you say, I forgive you, and what happens to that person. This is really, really key to the healing. So do you see them kind of disappear from your vision? Do they go away? Or do they stay? Okay? And the reason why this is key here is because if they stay, that is your subconscious mind and creator telling you that there's more work that needs to be done here. There is something else hanging on. There's more healing that needs to be done. There are lessons that need to be learned. Okay? If the person disappears, then those negative emotions and that negative situation and the negative energy and the weight that you've been carrying toward that person has disappeared and been released. But if that person stays, there's more work to be done. And so ask yourself and ask Creator, what are the lessons I'm supposed to be learning? What am I supposed to learn from this situation? And they're always positive things. So you're not learning things like, oh, I never should have been friends with her in the first place. It's not that, okay? We're always wanting to learn positive things. So things like, I was learning how to speak my truth. I was learning the value of who I am. I was learning how to love and accept myself. I was learning what it felt like to experience healthy boundaries. Those are the sorts of things that you would be learning. And oftentimes it's multiple lessons that we're learning, okay? So our souls seek out these situations because we are all people who are becoming better versions of ourselves. Our souls want to evolve into things that are better than what we are right now. And so that's why it's key to learning these lessons. And if it helps, ask Creator what the lessons are, because of course Creator knows, right? The universe knows, God knows, energy, source energy, and unconditional love. They know what it is that you're supposed to be learning. If you, however, feel like you're really struggling with this, and sometimes our subconscious mind will put up a block in this particular situation because it doesn't feel safe to go there. Remember, one of the jobs of the subconscious mind is to protect you. And one of the ways it can protect you is to prevent you from feeling pain or feeling discomfort. And so if you're having a hard time with the forgiveness exercise, if it feels too scary to go there with some people, if it feels not safe, or if you're really feeling blocked, then let's have a one-on-one session and I can help you get through that. Sometimes it is helpful to have somebody walk through that with you so that you can feel safe, so that you can feel the true healing that you need to, and so that you can learn those lessons that your soul is really aching to learn. Okay? Now, once you've gone through your list of the people that you need to forgive, if on that list you didn't list yourself, then this is another key part of the healing. Okay? Go through the exercise and visualize you talking to yourself. What do you need to forgive yourself for? And if you're having a hard time coming up with what those things are, go back to your list of resentments and regrets from the previous 2 sessions and see if that helps to bring some things to the surface. Okay? We all have decisions that we've made or situations that we've been in that we had hoped had gone differently. And so give yourself the grace and permission to forgive yourself for the choices that you made. And particularly in those situations, really sit and reflect in what is it that you needed to be learning during that time. Okay? Because here's the thing. The more learning that we can do, the more we can evolve, and the more we can, the more positive energy we can put out into the world. So if you really think about particularly this time that we are in right now, if we were all doing a better job of releasing the negative stuff so that we could put more positivity out into the world, what an amazing, amazing place this would be. What an amazing world. Could you imagine the shift that would happen on planet Earth if our focus was positivity instead of negativity? The unfortunate part is that many of us don't realize, because it's subconscious, we don't realize all the negativity that we're carrying around us, but the world does. It picks up on that energy. And you've probably felt that when you have come across somebody that you feel like is a negative Nelly, or they're always Debbie Downer. You feel that energy. Okay, that person is radiating negativity. We don't want to be that person. We want to be the person when you walk into a room, when you walk into a building, when you walk into a meeting, you are radiating positive energy, and people are so attracted to that. And the world feels lighter, and you feel lighter, and you're manifesting beautiful, wonderful, positive things. Okay? So, last week I introduced you to downloads, what we call downloads in Theta Healing. And that is where we literally teach ourselves how to feel certain things. Every cell in our body has receptors on it for different emotions and feelings. Okay, so you have the ability to have receptors for joy and happiness and safety and love and all kinds of things. Okay, I always use the example, people who suffer from depression, they typically don't have the receptor on their cells to experience joy. They literally don't know what to do with that emotion. And so they kind of default to depression instead of joy. So let's use the next little bit of time to teach you and to put those receptors on your cells all throughout your body so that you know how to experience and how to feel what I'm going to say. Now, remember with this part, you have to give permission to accept this. So if there's something that I say that you're not comfortable with, then you just stay quiet. But if you do want to accept what I'm saying, that you're going to type in the comments or say yes. I'd love it if you would type it in the comments so that I can see the people who are being affected by this session. Your feedback is tremendously valuable to me. So here we go, okay? So would you like to know what it feels like to experience joy on a daily basis? This is where you would say or type yes. Would you like to know what it feels like to live without resentment, without regret, and without negative emotions? Would you like to know what it feels like to live without the weight of the people who need to be forgiven? Would you like to know what it feels like to have gratitude and excitement for the day? Would you like to know what it feels like to know that you are in a safe place, even during these uncertain times? Would you like to know what it feels like to live in a place of forgiveness for yourself? To release the negative emotions that have been weighing you down? Would you like to know what it feels like to feel lighter and freer and positive? Would you like to know what it feels like to walk into a building, to walk out into your neighborhood, and to radiate positive emotions, joy, love, acceptance? And maybe most importantly, would you like to know what it feels like to be worthy of loving yourself, respecting yourself, and accepting yourself? So part of my role as a Theta healer is to put together content like this that I feel would be helpful to you. But then as I'm closing my eyes, I'm hearing things from Creator to pass on to you. And so that happens because somebody who's watching this video, maybe more than one of you, needs to hear that, or needs that teaching, or needs to hear those words. And so know that if something in what we just went over today really resonated for you, that was one of the intuitive ways that healing comes through a Theta healer. So if you got some benefit out of this, I would love for you to leave a comment and let me know that. Feel free, please, to share this post or tag somebody who you think would benefit from an exercise in forgiveness. And then I look forward to continuing to serve you on this page through education around natural hormone balance and Theta healing, and helping you to become and to get the health and healing that you deserve. If there are ways that I can help you outside of these sessions, please reach out. There's a Book Now button on the page where I offer a 15-minute complimentary call if you want to discuss how either my natural hormone balance or Theta healing can help you. And then we can get you started on your path to health and healing, because you deserve it. Okay. Have a good rest of your week, and I will see you next time.